What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happen in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. With that, let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, two new offerings from Scale Garage Systems. This is for the Mojave as well as the Mojave 4-door. These racks are these beautifully handcrafted mainly, but also incorporate some laser cut pieces. Just a very unique look with a ton of detail. They're made out of aluminum, so they are super light as well. They've got functioning hatches, and if you get into the details of these things, they're super impressive looking. They've got these two new options, new styles. One, again, for the 2-door Mojave, the standard one that you see most often, as well as one for the 4-door. You can go check out their website or their social media, which has tons of information as well as a bunch of photo examples and all of the other body options that they make racks for. Go check that out. I'll link to their site in the description below, as well as links to all of today's stories. Next, Boom Racing just opened up the pre-order for the BRX-02 Land Rover Series 3 109 pickup 110 scale kit version. And I believe that this is actually the first time that the body kits are becoming available, even though they announced them like September last year. Might have just been a big delay from the announcement to when they're actually coming out. But this is a full kit, including the body and that BRX-02 leaf sprung chassis. A little bit more of a refined leaf sprung chassis option than the other versions that are available currently. Looks like a nice kit. It is not a cheap setup. You can build this body a couple different ways, either a hardtop or convertible. Highly detailed hard body. Looks pretty decent if you like the 109 Land Rover look. It's not for everybody, me included. If you pre-order the kit, you also get an additional optional hood that is built for a spare tire mount there. Retail cost on this $795, and it states that the pre-order will ship on or before May 3rd. And speaking of Land Rover kits, Carisma is also releasing a Bulldog Deluxe Builder's Kit. This is coming on the SCA 1E 2.1 version of their chassis. This a very similar style to that Boom Racing one, although it's a 2-door rather than a 4-door or truck style. It is a SUV. But Lexan, however, it does have an opening hood to it, which has an area for an engine bay that does say that there will be a free downloadable STL in case you want to 3D print your own version of an engine and put in there. This does also have a removable top to it, so a separate top that you can then easily paint a different color. It looks very odd if you don't run the top though. It's not what you would expect. If you take it off, there's a big divot in the top that's got like a Velcro area, and then the back of the cab is completely solid, and then the seats are molded. It does not look appropriate in any way with the top off, or at least not how they have it painted. I don't know if they could have done anything better by leaving areas clear or what, but it looks extremely odd in the photos without the top on. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I can't think that it is. It's a different one, but this is a builder's kit, scale truck, Land Rover style. Again, it's that super interesting Land Rover styling that they chose to go with on this one. So if you're a fan of Carisma or their platform, this is basically unchanged and you should be very familiar with it. If you're new to Carisma, the platform isn't exactly the state-of-the-art or up-to-date compared to a lot of the other platforms on the market already, so just be mindful of that. Maybe you just got to have that Land Rover style though. For any of you that own the Proline Cliffhanger or may own one in the future, check out these Cliffhanger skins from Freaky Skins. These are the Primer series. Basically, you can pick up this product and you apply it to the outside of your Cliffhanger body. And then it gives you this kind of patinaed look, but in a much easier way than spending hours or paying a bunch of money to have it done. You do a single color paint job on the inside of the body, just black, anything to help just blend everything together, and apply these decals on the outside. An easy way to get a very custom look to your body. You can go check these out on the Freaky Skins website, and you can use code Harley5, save yourself $5 on this particular product. Next, HPI is bringing us RTR 20 and 21 for the year so far. First, we have the Sport 3 Drift. This is the BMW E30 M3, a very iconic style M3. And while the Sport 3 is not exactly the most top of the line choice for drift chassis, it'll get the job done at a fairly inexpensive cost at least. and it's got an E30 body on top. So maybe you just like that style and maybe you want to put other wheels on it in the future. And right alongside that Bavarian Motorworks option, we also have a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Z28, kind of coming after Kyosho's Phaser area. Not quite as detailed as the Phaser, but still a pretty decent representation, and something new from HPI always makes me feel a little bit better. Again, this is coming on the Sport 3 chassis, a chassis that's been around for a very, very long time. This is a brushed option. I believe these are both brushed options actually, so it does keep the cost down. The Sport 3s have been shipping again for quite some time. If you look at the drift option, you can get like the James Dean, you can get the Yoshihara, as well as I believe one from Von Gittin, like the Fun Haver. And then they have the brushless versions of that, which I think you can get like the Mach-E or the Audi e-tron. So tons of options for those Sport 3s back on the market, parts, all of that. So at least you can buy these and feel safe that you're going to have a good support. But glad to see something new from HPI, and it gets us into the 20s for RTRs this year. Thanks again to Ewen for sponsoring this week of the Scale News Update. You can check out Ewen's offerings in their gaming chairs area. They have a number of different styles, and each of those styles comes in a number of different colors. So if you have a preference or a style you're going for, I picked the all blacked out version. It's got a nice pleated diamond stitched rear back. The seat base itself is nice and wide. The armrests also nice and wide. The armrests are adjustable for height, forward to rearward position, as well as in and out. The base itself is a nice heavy cast base with nice rolling wheels of a hubless design, they show. Another thing I like about this chair is the amount of height range that it has. It goes a little bit higher than any of the other chairs that I have, giving me a little bit more comfortable working position at both my studio desk in here, as well as my editing desk where I keep this chair normally. You can set the chair so that it's locked or rocking, but you can adjust the back angle of the chair separately with a lever on the side. A nice feature that's added to this chair versus any other office chair that I've used. So something I appreciate. And also Ewen will be offering one of these chairs to one of you viewers. As long as you're subscribed, just choose a chair from their Champion series that you like and put it in your comment below. You can add it while you're answering this week's question. Thanks again to Ewen for sponsoring this week of the Scale News Update, and we will choose a winner for the chair giveaway and announce it in next week's video. The FMS Atlas, the 1/10 scale crawler that they had released and we discussed over the last month or so, is now hitting dealers and distributors in the US. It looked like it had been shipping from overseas before, but now available pretty much everywhere. So if that was one of the ones you were looking for, find those wherever you shop normally without having to ship from overseas. Last year sometime, Traxxas had released a Mustang Fox body for their drag slash, but it was only available as the body. Now it's finally being released on the drag slash. Not sure why it took so long to get it from just being the body option to getting it on the vehicle it was designed to be on. So if you always wanted a Fox body of your own but never got it, this is probably the easiest and cheapest way to get one and go drag racing. Last week, Associated released the MT12 monster truck. Now this is the solid axle 12 scale monster truck, which basically looks exactly like the CR12 that they had before, the little solid axle 12 scale trail truck, the first trail truck that Associated offered even before Element was a thing, but put it under the Associated brand. And now they've taken that platform, put some larger tires on it, a different body, and you have the MT12. Underneath, it looks like this is basically the exact same platform, which was kind of just a rebranded Thunder Tiger platform from even further back. I'm not sure if this is going to be any faster than the CR12, other than the just difference in tire size, which will equate to a little bit more speed or not. But beyond that, exact same platform it appears. For those of you not familiar with sendcutsend.com, basically a website that does laser cutting where you can just upload your files and they'll cut it out of basically anything: wood and plastics, carbon fiber, titanium, aluminum, mild steel, tons of different options and a ton of different thicknesses. You can upload it in a ton of different file types. They're super flexible with a great online platform that allows you to quote your parts super easy. It'll identify any possible issues. Overall, just a great user interface and with super decent prices. $29 for minimum order, and you can get a lot of things in for $29 if you're using like mild steel or even just basic aluminum. So it's a platform that's absolutely worth looking at if you're trying to have your own parts cut. But they also launched their landing pages here recently. So if you go to sendcutsend.com/Harley Designs, you can go check out some of the services that they offer, as well as get yourself a code to save money on your next order. If you've got ideas that you'd like to take from the digital world into the physical world, definitely a place that I would recommend you taking a look at. Last week, RC 4-Wheel Drive announced that they've got some job openings. So you would like to be a design and manufacturing engineer or a project manager for RC 4-Wheel Drive, they are looking for resumes. This is part-time, full-time, in the office in Visalia, California, or remote. Lots of flexibility there. Definitely looks like there's a lot of flexibility or possibilities for whoever may be the right fit. But you go check out their listing, see if it's something for you. As they say, do you have what it takes to help RC 4-Wheel Drive design and manage the next generation of scale RC? This Wednesday, tune in for my week's episode of Road to the Rockies, where you'll see my progress on the custom carbon fiber handmade Porsche 911 body that I'm working on for my Class 1. Come see exactly where we're at with that project, as well as hopefully a little bit of progress on the other two trucks that have to come along that don't quite exist yet. So fingers crossed on that. So check that episode out Wednesday, or you can go check all the other episodes that Matt and I have both posted over the last 6 or 8 weeks already. And then, of course, Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, you can watch us live for Live Stream Takeover, the show we've been doing for over 3 years straight without missing a week. Come join us, join in on the live chat, or watch after the fact, whatever's the most convenient for you. And then, of course, Friday Night Live, again, 6 p.m. Pacific. Hopefully this week I'm finishing up the Brazen Scale truck that I started building last week. Last week I asked you all, what was the biggest mistake you guys have made in RC? And there was some really good and lengthy comments in there. There were some stories, all worth reading. If you've got some free time and you want to go through and listen to all of the very unique, a lot of people, it wasn't the same type of story over and over. There was just a lot of really good lessons that people have learned in there. For this week, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite RC power system you've used? Whether it be in a crawler or in a go fast, what has given you just the most smiles, just you were the most happy to install and then experience or buy in a vehicle already in an experience? Was it your first high quality brushed motor? Was it your first super fast brushless or a super smooth brushless in a crawler? Tons of different areas and options. Or was it just your first RC car and it didn't matter what it had in it? It's just because it moved. And that was the most fun thing you can ever remember. Put it in the comments below. You can name drop your favorite company, do whatever you like. Just let us know which one you have just always liked the best. But that's going to do it for this week's Scale News Update. As always, I appreciate you guys spending your time here on a Tuesday. With that, hit the like button before you go. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.